Hey traders, my morning video, real quick here. We have non-farm payrolls at 8:30 in the morning. I thought we'd get a nice little short squeeze for the overnight session. We are not getting that so far. Obviously, they're a little skittish after selling down off of really good uh, jobs numbers and industrial numbers. It was good, but bottom line is the market's so down on that news. I think the markets have just been holding in there just to get these non-farm payrolls behind us, and then we will start another leg lower in these markets. So that's my thesis, and I'm going to trade it that way. So basically, what's going on this morning? So we got a basically a few days last week, the 15th. Well, the 15th. The 15th we went and this is an official uh, death cross, the 50 SMA breaking the 200 SMA. So that is an official death cross, and we are back testing it right now. Well, that's 20 SMA breaking the 20 SMA. That's not the death cross. I'm sorry. 1 second here. Okay, I'm watching on SPY as the 50 SMA comes back down into the 200-day. We're not quite there yet on SPY for our death cross signal. So definitely keep that one on watch here. We are rejecting the monthly pivot again. Not good. Not a necessarily good scenario to end the week. The very first week of the month, and we can't not seem to hold above the monthly pivot. Not a really good sign going into next week. Be aware of that. We are rejecting the 20 SMA, and we're right here. I want to point out here, one of the main SMAs I use is the 89 SMA. So we are rejecting that 89 and the 20 SMA this morning in the early hour sessions. The 89 is a major fib number. So I have the 89 SMA on my Bollinger Band right there. Okay, and then we are on trend. As far as trend goes right here, we are just holding the midline, trying to decide which way they want to take it after the non-farm payroll. But if you zoom in on my signal lines here on this one here, my moving averages on my center of gravity, we do have a bearish cross as of the overnight session here. The upper line is crossing below the lower line actually. So so it's given a technically that is a clear signal to be starting to short the markets when the upper line starts crossing below all your signal lines. Okay, the yellow line is your middle line. So basically we technically are breaking all of our signal lines here. Definitely keep that on mind here. Real quick on our Qs, we do have a confirmed death cross this week. This will be the first weekend we're going into the into next week. First weekend of the month and the first weekend period that we do have a confirmed death cross for the NASDAQ. Not a very good sign at all. We rejected hard away from the monthly pivot yesterday. Couldn't even come back up and back test it. Once we broke it later yesterday afternoon. This is a possible continuation pattern. And in the overnight session, we've already tested the weekly pivot, suggesting that we're probably going to retest it again tomorrow. So definitely keep that one on watch. Also, if I go over here, okay, we do have the 89 moving average above our 50 moving average now. So that's a bearish signal as well. So we have a bearish cross right here, and up here, using my center of gravity study, and our MAs are not lined up the way they're supposed to be. This is a bearish configuration on our MAs, and we are below that MA pattern. So we not only are below it, but we have a bearish configuration on our MAs as well. Okay, our IWM, it was the only one that was holding above our monthly pivot for the close. In the after hours here, we have looked below that monthly pivot as we speak. So definitely this is another one of your beta, heavily beta weighted sectors. So, the way the market goes, of course, this thing is going to go a lot faster in reality. So we still haven't even tested a weekly pivot yet as of yesterday. We came really close to it Tuesday, but we still haven't had our test of the weekly pivot yet on that one here. And so our Bollinger Bands right here, we're not actually getting confirmation quite yet of continuation sell side action, but it's definitely something to be a little concerned about. But our MAs on our center of gravity, we are below our moving averages, and our MAs are suggesting lower. So definitely something, and we just came into some resistance. And initially here into the overnight session, we are, on the open today, or yesterday, we rejected that. I wish I'd have been around. I would have been shorting it, but I came in late to the party yesterday. Okay, the diamonds, they're giving us not quite the same, not nearly quite as negative as the other three indices, but it's only 30 stocks, remember that. So if we were to get a big tech sell-off in like the diamonds, Dow Jones, that could very well have us crossing tomorrow into a death cross scenario, or more likely what I'm looking at for diamonds is a high probability we will be getting a death cross on Monday. So I definitely want to keep this one on watch for Monday. You know, those death crosses can be very significant, okay, guys? So definitely keep that one on watch. We are well above, below our monthly pivot. We broke down from it, and we haven't, closing below it and then gapping away from it's not a good sign for the overnight session. So definitely keep that on watch. Still above our weekly pivot. So we're kind of in limbo here going into the non-farm payroll. I do want to point that out. It's not until we start breaking those weekly pivots that we start getting a trending stock market. So I definitely want to keep that in mind. So basically, we really got to get above our monthly pivots for trending to the upside, and below our weekly pivots for trending to the downside, in my opinion. And very well, we're going to probably see one or the other tomorrow. Okay. Diamonds are acting a little weak right now, but we're still not getting really good confirmation. Our 20 SMA is above the 89. And as far as our MAs are going, they're really not horrible yet. We do have our initial cross of the lower line above the midline. So it's not horrible yet on the diamonds, but we are getting an initial warning sign. So this is the least worrisome area to go into the first into tomorrow's numbers, in my opinion. Okay, some quick charts here of things doing the death cross today. NXPI is one of them. Ralph Lauren's doing the golden cross back to the upside. So that is a little bit more bullish. A lot of retailers were catching some bids today. And 3 times junior gold miners. You have to go way down here. Yeah. You see how it's gone to nothing? This is a 3 time. So we did get a bullish cross on that one. It's really hard to see because this thing here actually goes to net zero over time because of 3 times. Some things with the 20 crossing the 200, that is your initial end of the bullish trend signal when the 20 crosses the 200. We got Home Depot setting up possibly for a much bigger a reset. I definitely want to point that one out. Some other ones I was looking at here, FAS. Okay, that is your 3 time. What was it? The 3 time yeah, 3 time financials. Okay, it's coming within. It hasn't crossed quite yet. This one's on watch now. It's within 0.4 standard deviations of the 200. So it's finally came into range for my scan. So definitely keep this one on watch here that we are starting to get into telltale signs. It's starting to alert that sometime next week we might be seeing some of these financials starting to do the initial end of trend, bullish trend scenario here. Definitely keep this one on watch as an early warning sign going on for FAS. AMD early warning sign. We might be getting the 20-200 cross next week if things continue the way they're going. I actually tried to take AMD to the long side. It was up quite a bit for me in just a matter of minutes, and I tell you, it just couldn't get going anywhere. I actually got it near the day lows, but it just couldn't get going anywhere today on that one there. So definitely this one keep this one on watch, possibly setting up for a loss of momentum if it continues the way it's trading here. And then I'm also watching Ford also. Okay, Ford losing momentum here. Basically, it's still in a bullish buy the dip scenario until the 20 crosses the 200, and then that's a loss of the momentum. So definitely, that's a warning sign. So we are coming within that zero point 0.4 standard deviations. That's why it showed up on my scan. Okay. Apple's still a very strong pattern here. I do want to point that out. So basically, what we've been doing, we've been fighting this 20 SMA. We back tested that as of today. Had a fairly hard rejection on Apple to suggest we might be coming back down, retesting the lows given the pattern. And there was some sizable put action on Apple going into next week, next week expiration. I do want to float that idea as well. So I do not want to understate what's happening here with Tesla. Good chance we're going to see 800 tomorrow. So definitely or worse. And I'm watching this 20 SMA coming down for the 2200 cross, likely early on next week, in my opinion. So definitely keep that one on watch here on Tesla. ASML, that's one of your semiconductors for automobiles. Looks like we are confirming. It's looking more and more like this is a bear flag setting up for continuation lower. So definitely keep this one on watch. Looks like we're setting up for a leg down here on ASML. NVIDIA. Another one coming into here. Possibly going to get that bearish cross early on next week here for the NVIDIA. It hasn't confirmed it yet. So, yeah, it's hard to say. It could go the opposite way on this one. This one here is a little sketchy. So I'm not for sure what to tell you about that one. Taiwan Semiconductor, another semiconductor. Uh, definitely I can't really. It looks like we might be setting up to break out of this range. I mean, I don't know yet, so we have to put that on watch for a possibility of breaking down out of this range. Because bottom line is, if this thing breaks, it's like so many other charts. There is not quarterly support up through here. Okay, guys. So if I put my pivots up, I guarantee you, without even looking, you're not going to have much support here on Taiwan Semiconductor. And go on a weekly, 3-year. You see what I mean? So if we start losing this, it's going to be a quick ride down here to the $96 range. So we should have a fairly quick ride down to $96 if the markets continue to fail on things like Taiwan Semiconductor. And then BABA is my last one I'm going to talk about today. Yeah, this thing here has been left for dead. I keep waiting for this. If we get through this stuff with Russia, I still keep waiting here for this to have a really nice end of the year rally here for BABA. But right now, it's still not giving us any life. So that's all I can say. You see us way down here near the lows. It's just not doing anything for us. I am getting a signal here. And I don't see it. I don't see why I'm getting a signal. But at any rate, definitely something not looking too healthy right now. I don't want to be chasing something like this until we know for sure the market's turned around. So like my video if you like it, please. And please repost it. Appreciate it on Twitter. Obviously, I'm getting fewer viewers for some reason. So that sucks, but that's the way it is. But I don't want to be overly bearish. I might be all bullish tomorrow in the markets, but I just cannot foresee any possibility that just like last week, that anybody in Europe wants to be long this market and going through an extended weekend. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Okay.